Good day, traders. Mindset reset. It's Tuesday, day 2 on the front side of the week. We've had an incredible April so far. Massive moves on multiple markets, all kinds of things happening, all kinds of opportunities, Asia, London, and New York. We'll answer some questions today. We'll also, of course, talk about the mindset, beliefs, behavior of the trader. Most important part to me is exactly that. That is the one thing that will ensure not only your long-term success, but your mental stability and health. You're preserving your psychological capital and hopefully expanding and growing your financial capital beyond your wildest dreams. That is the whole point of keeping things simple, scalable, and reproducible. Best playbook trade setups, the ACB Masterclass. There's a overlap, obviously. But one of the most powerful things about all of those opportunities is trying to keep things really simple. I know some traders have struggled. Other traders have been hitting it out of the park. One of the things that I'm working on just for the next video is just hammering home, rinse and repeat. The last few videos have been focused on the higher time frame, just to paint the picture of everything coming from the higher time frame. Now, we've had markets the last 3 days since the beginning of April that have exploded outside on multiple markets, indexes, metals, and they're out of balance. What that means, when a market goes out of balance, that means it's not in consolidation. It's still in breakout. Now, traders are looking for first green days, first red days, and everything else. And I'm just going to say this now. I'm going to go over it in the video. Wait for a market to consolidate. We're on week 1. It's expanding the range on the front side of a new month. Why would you want to try and counter trend an explosive move? We're not talking about a little one-day pop-up or one-day breakdown. We're talking about markets that have exploded outside of ranges. And so understanding that, again, going back to rinse and repeat, which setup are you hunting, is reinforce to traders. Like my friend Steven looks for the same setup every day in the long direction or the short direction at the same time of day. A lot of traders have asked about, I've missed this trade, or it moved earlier and I missed it. It was on my list and it moved earlier, or it moved later and I tried to get in too early and I got stopped out, and then I didn't want to hang around any longer, so I left. And, my friend Steven looks for the instrument that sets up exactly in his window, whether it's 15 minutes early or 15 minutes late in his window with the same setup. And if he doesn't get it, he leaves. He might come back later in the afternoon once in a while, check at the 2 o'clock. That's rare. But the point is this: if you're flipping through looking for one instrument that offers you the setup in your window, the same setup, then you're not worried about trying to read a market and how long it's going to take for the trade to go, for a trade to go. You're looking for the same setup. So the next video, I'm going to be reinforcing some simple things that today just filtered. I went through 20 instruments aside. I looked through them to see which ones have shown characteristics. And I usually look at the indexes, for New York Open, which ones are demonstrating what type of opportunity. There's only 2, pump and dump, dump and pump. And then recognizing days where there's a science project. And I don't care if it's tradable. If it's not my setup, I don't want to trade it. Now, one of the things that I've been joking with Steven a bit is, he's helping me retrain my brain again, because I'm really, focused this year on really pushing some boundaries. And in order to do that, whenever you're trying to take things to another level, again, simplification is powerful. Simplification is powerful. Zero stress, zero emotion, zero thinking, zero management. Being on a little 1-minute chart, trying to read it and establish where to buy and sell is not my end objective. I'm looking for where can I scale in where a market is potentially not coming back, whether it's an ACB template or whether it's a day like today. Now, a great example of today is again, how could I have squeezed the maximum amount out of a potential winning trade setup? What were the criteria that would have alerted me to maybe understanding that this had the potential to go to a close on the indexes. Little things like that. Or should I have scaled in heavier on this setup? Things that will allow you to squeeze the maximum amount out of a 90-10 winning trade. Now, the next part of that is also understanding when not to touch a market, because some traders love their favorite markets. And there's some traders that only trade one market, and some of them can do that. They've mastered that skill set. They've built that on building their runs through consistency. And if you're still learning or you're struggling, again, think rinse and repeat. Which instrument shows me the same repeating setup today? If it doesn't, okay, maybe I'll allow a few on my watch list to see if they eventuate into a 90-10 opportunity. And several traders have been executing some beautiful trades on instruments that I haven't even looked at. We've had opportunities in every session. It's been unbelievable. And I don't think they're going to go away. We have a lot of things happening, obviously, with what's going on in the US with tariffs and Canada, obviously, and different countries in response to those tariffs. We're going to see some incredible opportunities continuing for easy money. And so I would encourage traders to, if you're struggling, just to step back and stop for a moment and go to a little higher time frame videos. Understand which instruments you're actually looking at in the session that you're trading, which again comes back to my friend Steven. He's out the door early. He's down the beach. He's doing a 150-mile run with a 20-ton rock tied to his back, because he needs to get out there and put himself through an exhaustive physical routine each day so he can get back to the screen. He comes at the same time. He doesn't worry about what moves. Let me repeat that. He doesn't care what has moved already. He doesn't care about that. Which one's showing him his setup at the same time every day? Is there any instrument showing him his setup every day the same time? Rinse and repeat. If he takes that trade, he executes, he's one and done. It's day 2. That makes it simple. It makes it zero stress. It makes it zero emotion, zero thinking, and zero management. Now, one of the questions that keeps coming up is Steven going to do an interview? No, he's not. He doesn't want to do that. His personal decision, and I respect that. But he's told you everything. I literally just told you everything. He comes 10 a.m., only trades reversals. Which instruments setting up? Today there were several. Mostly indexes, natural gas, Canadian dollar, Euro Canadian, beautiful reversals, Mexican peso. There are opportunities there. Depends on which setup you're hunting. And if you're looking for the same setup every day, then it almost becomes, like I said yesterday in a post, it's all beyond ridiculous when you kind of click that, when the penny drops and you realize, okay, hold on a second. I could come here every day and just look for the same setup. But what about the days that I don't get that setup? Well, then why would you want to trade if you don't have a 90-10 easy money making trade setup? Or you might add in a couple of other setups where you have a 90-10 edge. Otherwise, come back the next day. It's about scaling them into size, not about catching a move. I don't risk 1% on every single trade, right? So when we get a monkey hammer, I'm not risking 1%. When I get an all-in opportunity, an ACB template, I'm not risking 1%. To me, that's a 99-1. So I'm going to risk a lot more than 1%. I'm going to scale in. I always joke, I'm going to wire more money in. I'm going to get as much in on it as I can. And then doing nothing else in between. That's the whole thing. I don't sit there and go, hey, where's the levels today where we can buy and sell? That's not my plan. Entry, stop loss, and a take profit level. Walk away and let the trade play out. Go to break even at a certain point and let the trade play out. Keeping things really simple is what will allow you to be consistent. It will allow you to have lifestyle. It will allow you to have peace of mind. It will allow you to enjoy trading. And as Paul Tudor Jones says, make trading a pursuit of pleasure. And I always throw in there, make it a highly profitable pursuit of pleasure. Otherwise, why are we here? Why are we here? Let's make this thing as scalable and big as possible and have fun doing it. And in the meantime, stay fit, stay healthy, enjoy your life. get out and enjoy your day. Keep things rinse and repeat. Stephen will be starting his fishing again. Loves fishing. My final question for you traders is, how good can you get? 1% better every single day. Love you and appreciate you. Have a great evening, and may the markets go with you.